drum roll please, double hack. You can now double hack again. So happy that Supercell Boom Beach has listened to the community and we are getting Base Builder coming to Main Island. Boom Beach has a brand new update dropping sometime next week. Quick disclaimer though, I am on the developer build account, which is a private server lent to me by Supercell for the purpose of testing out new features and updates to then showcase to you, the Skull Army and friends. So without further ado, let's roll intro. Good morning, good afternoon, and yes, good evening, Skull Army and friends. It's your boy, your friendly neighborhood SkullCrusher, coming right back at you with another Boom Beach video. And in today's video, I will be covering and breaking down the new update that will be dropping sometime next week. And this is actually going to be a pretty exciting one. Not as many changes, new features, improvements as we had on the last quality of life update. This one, actually, I only have about a page and a half of notes, but even with the page and a half of notes that I will be going over, it is pretty exciting, and I think a lot of players will be looking forward to some of these new features or changes that we do have coming to the game. So before we do dive on in and start breaking down all this crazy information, please do not forget to leave a like on today's video. It does mean the absolute world to me, does help the channel grow, and yes, of course, it does appease to our YouTube algorithm overlords. Thank you, Skull Army. So let's begin. We're going to start things off with fast forward here. So we're going to make our way over to the gameplay options. Of course, go into your setting menu. And remember, guys, I am on the developer build account, which is why you see a debug swap support page. We're going to ignore that. Pay attention to your gameplay options. So you're going to click that. And we're going to talk about the fast forward option for a moment here. Fast forward is automatically disabled if all troops are lost and the player has enough gunboat abilities to use those abilities. So quick refresher on fast forward, you can select this option here if fast forward should be disabled manually or automatically on any player action. So what that means is that if you have your battle fast forward on red, that means that you are in control of your fast forward, meaning that once you deploy your troops, deploy your hero, use your gunboat abilities, fast forward will not be disabled. You are in full control. The only time that that fast forward ends is when the battle itself does end. When you do switch it over to auto disable, now that does change things, meaning that if you do deploy troops, your fast forward will disable. If you are using gunboat abilities, your fast forward will disable. Or if you do deploy your hero, use a hero ability, your fast forward will disable. So if you are a favor of fast forward, then of course you do want to be in control of it. You do want to have manual here. But now what this means is that if you are in manual for fast forward and when the battle ends, normally if you have gunboat abilities left over, gunboat energy left over to use those abilities, the battle normally just ends like that and you don't have a chance to use your gunboat abilities. So this is now going to be fixed. I know a lot of players were experiencing this in Mega Crab, where fast forward is an absolute blessing. You get right to the very end, you might have a couple thousand, maybe tens of thousand HP left on that core, and with the absurd amount of gunboat energy you have left, all that's going to take is a rocket fire of barrage and artillery, but you're not able to deploy it because of course the battle ends as you lose your last troop. So now you will have a few seconds leeway to actually use that gunboat abilities, use your artillery, your barrage, your critters, whatever you fancy as your last troop dies. So it's actually going to be really, really cool to be able to use this, and I know a lot of players will be able to appreciate it, especially on Mega Crab. And one more cool thing to go over with fast forward is that now fast forward in battle is now available on PvP and on resource bases. So, for example, let's just find a random base right here, I-59, 159. We're going to attack that with Cpt.Everspark. I've got some Scorchers, some Bombas, and of course a boat of riflemen there as well. We're going to drop everybody right now, and as you can see, you can actually fast forward now for PvP. So this is going to be really exciting. I know, especially with Scorchers on the map clear, a lot of players are going to be able to enjoy this. So this is one of those quality of life improvements, I guess you can say, that is coming to the update here. Fast forwarding on PvP and on resource bases. There is still no fast forwarding on warships. We're going to talk about how multiple UI and text fixes and improvements are being added to the next update. So some examples here are your Laser Ranger. The Laser Ranger in the description on the beam extension used to reference I believe a freeze beam or a cold beam technology. We're going to have what it currently looks like in game on the screen right now, and this is just one of those text improvements. This next one, I think a lot of players are going to appreciate and enjoy as well, and that has to do with the fact that the statue information pop-up will now start showing the maximum possible boost percentage. So before, it was not obvious that you could get a better percentage. So what that means now, if you go after this update and you go to your statues and you click it and you check out the info description here, it's going to let you know under whatever your current boost is what the maximum possible boost is. So yes, I do have a max gunboat energy masterpiece here at 42%. It's also letting me know that the maximum possible bonus is a plus 42%. Okay, so let's turn another Guardian here. Again, we'll just use our diamonds because we don't have any time savers on the dev build here, and it's letting us know that we've got a troop health 10%. So we're going to deploy that right now. And if we make our way right back over here, get that 10% TH Guardian out, if we go back and follow up with it, so we know that we just deployed a troop health plus 10%, but that's not the best, so we can actually do a lot better. And it's letting us know now that the maximum possible bonus is going to be plus 14%. So yeah, if you guys didn't know that, now you know that your maximum bonus you can get for a troop health Guardian is 14%. So I think this is going to be really, really cool feature for just a lot of players to just double check their statues, make sure that they are rocking the best possible percentage available. So once again, another really cool feature, quality of life update coming to the game when this update does drop. One more thing to go over here is attack replay UI consistency fixes. So there will be more consistency while going back and watching an attack replay. We're going to dive on into Cpt.Everspark before we talk about the base builder coming to main island here, because I know this caused a lot. I repeat, actually, let's go over to Universal Remote because this is what most of this is going to be about here. This caused a big stir in the community on the last quality of life update when essentially they got rid of, and I don't even think it was intentional, unintentional, however you want to call it, but Cpt.Everspark's double hack was no longer a thing, and that caused a serious ripple effect, especially in the high task force, leaderboard, caused a huge ripple effect, especially in the top leaderboard pushing task force, those 25 and 50 mans running Duplexity. I can't stress how much Cpt.Everspark and double hack made a difference in those ops. So of course, top players do learn how to adapt. Top task forces do learn how to adapt. You're still going to be able to find a way to overcome it, but just to let everybody know that double hack is coming back. So it is fixed, and we're going to go over some of the features about double hack and what you need to know right now. So pretty much right now, where are we? Here we go. Everspark's Universal Remote cooldown gets shorter as the skill is leveled up here. Since Universal Remote is mainly used to destroy the targeted defense, the damage bonus is inconsequential. By tying the cooldown to the skill level, it gives a better reason to level up the skill. So right now, after the update drops, you're going to see a recharge duration back in the Universal Remote statistics here, which is the ability that it can be used again after a short delay, which means that you are going to be able to rapidly fire off your double hack, your Universal Remote at 0.6 seconds here. In comparison to what this looks like right now in the main game, recharge duration does not exist. It doesn't show on the description. So this is something that is coming back here, meaning that when you fire off your first Universal Remote, your first hack, it will take just over half a second, 0.6 seconds to fire off that next Universal Remote, which means, yes, you can pretty much fire off 2 hacks hacks in a second, 2 hacks in 1.2 seconds, I believe, and that's pretty much what you need to be successful with Cpt.Everspark and double hacking, which is freaking awesome. So again, guys, a lot of players are going to love this, and there is incentive tied to leveling up your Universal Remote. So right now, my Universal Remote is maxed on the dev build here at a level 6. I'm not sure what that recharge duration is at a level 1. Clearly, it's going to be significantly higher than what it is at a Universal Remote level 6. So the incentive is, if you have not already maxed your Universal Remote, the more you level up your Universal Remote, the more that recharge duration goes down. So at a max level Universal Remote at level 6, you know, your capture duration is 15 seconds. The targeted defense building will stay on your side for this duration after being hacked. A lot of the times, yeah, it's not even coming close to surviving 15 seconds. The shock duration, the targeted defensive building will be shocked for this duration after being returned to the enemy. So after your 15 seconds expires, there's a 4-second leeway, a 4-second delay before it does go back to your opponent's control here. And again, the big one here is the recharge duration. Now the ability can be used again after a short delay, which means, drum roll please, double hack. You can now double hack again. And of course, your damage bonus over here, the captured defensive building deals this much additional damage while under your control. And there's some other important information that I really need to go over here with Cpt.Everspark and her double hack now being reinstated. So this one is actually really, really important here. So Universal Remote can now be fired multiple times in short succession. Double hack. To compensate the energy, so the gunboat energy now to use double hack, or to use Cpt.Everspark's hack has been increased, has been raised from 7 to 9. So let me show you what that means right now. So every time that you use Cpt.Everspark's Universal Remote, aka her hack, it's going to go up by 9 gunboat energy instead of 7. So let's go find a base that we can attack here. I think we destroyed my good friend I-59, 159. Let's go find, where is another player base? BBTFRG. Mad love for you, Martin. Yo, code BBTFRG, guys. If you're not rocking code SkullCrusher, make sure you are rocking that code BBTFRG. So, all right, let's start things off with Cpt.Everspark here. We'll just drop a critter to clear some of these boom mines because my plan is to double hack these 2 boom cannons over here. So we're going to drop Everspark and get her right into position here. So we'll go first smoke, second smoke. And we are going to just drop 2 artillery on these 2 boom cannons to tag them. So first hack is going to cost 8 gunboat energy. That's going to target that first boom cannon directly in front of us. Remember, now it's going to be 0.6 seconds. So as soon as that smoke expires, we should be able to hack again. And look at that. We actually were able to hack the second boom cannon there, and actually we're quick enough to follow up with a re-smoke here. But I don't know if you paid attention to the gunboat energy because we did go pretty fast there, but now it's 26 to use again. That 26 now goes to 35, and then you can just continue adding on 9 gunboat energy every time that you do plan on using that Universal Remote again. So this is going to get expensive, so gunboat energy definitely will be playing a factor now for some of my Sparky players that do thoroughly enjoy using double hack here. So Cpt.Everspark to start will be 8 gunboat energy, and it will go up by 9 every single time you use it. So before it was 7 gunboat energy, it went up every time you used hack. Now it's going to be going up by 9 gunboat energy. We'll have a chart somewhere on the screen here. Shout out to BBTFRG and Cpt.Everspark for getting it done right there and showing us what is up. So very, very exciting, my friends. I know a lot of players are seriously going to dig that. Shout out to Stoneheart. Again, you know, shout out to Angry Family. There was a lot of players, top leaderboard task forces that we had on stream not too long ago with Op Destroy. Shout out to Angry Jonte. And of course, we were covering the issue of the double hack and the importance that it played for these top task force leaderboard pushing teams. So I know a lot of these players will be very happy, you know, celebrate, rejoice, whatever you want to call it. But double hack is coming back, baby. Let's go. All right, guys, and now we've got Base Builder we're going to go over right now. And this one's actually pretty cool as well. Base Builder is coming to Main Island. Wow! All right, let me kind of elaborate a little bit more on how this is going to work here. So, of course, go over, or once the update does drop, you're going to have to go and locate your headquarters here. Okay, we're going to click the arrows pointing in northeast, southwest. No, I'm sorry, mortar. I'm sorry, rocket launcher. There we go. Okay, so base layouts. Manage your defensive strategy by saving, loading, and editing your base layout. So we're just going to go over essentially what's going to be coming to it, and then we're going to be showing you some examples on how this is going to be working here. So players can now modify stored base layouts. Keep in mind that you have to be HQ 13+. So HQ 13+, you will be able to modify your stored base layouts here. So removing any obstacle also affects the base and other layouts, you know, for example, obstacles that are shared. Buildings can be removed from the layout into storage either single, by type, or all at once. So when you're in your base builder, your base editor mode, you can remove, let's say, all your rocket launchers at once, all your boom cannons at once, all your sniper towers at once. You now have that option. You now have that ability. Layouts cannot be applied if the HQ is in storage. So you're not going to be able to save a base layout if your HQ is not physically placed on that layout. Now, removing buildings by type, the button has also been added to the Warships base editor. We can't really talk about Warship Season 51 in this sneak peek video. Of course, that update, that sneak peek video will be dropping sometime next week as well. But with that being said, the same concept will also be applying to warships. So you will be able to, when you're building your layouts in warships, you will be able to collect, you know, let's say a certain type of defense all at once. All your boom cannons in one go, all your rocket launchers in one go, shock launchers in one go, all your green mines in one go, whatever it may be. So I was already kind of playing around with this a little bit on the dev build here. So for example, I'm going to just make my way over to rocket launchers here. That's one of the loadouts that I have saved here, and I'm going to go into the edit option. And as you can see, I've got my just headquarters out with 4 rocket launchers, and you can actually see the little pencil at the top with the ability to name, rename your layout there. I do have it named as rocket launchers, and we're going to save it. So now you're going to notice the cannon with all of, you're going to notice the cannon at the bottom left of your screen. And just like in warships, that's going to have every single one of your buildings and defenses. It's also going to house your statues, your trophies, your mines. It's going to house everything. So now, just like in warships, you're going to be able to physically build your layout one defense at a time to make the absolute most of it. Now, I know this is going to be a saving grace for a lot of players, because let's be honest here, base building in Main Island, it's a headache. It's a nuisance. It is a pain in the butt. So now I'm so happy that Supercell Boom Beach has listened to the community, and we are getting base builder coming to Main Island here. And, you know, for example, what I was talking about reclaiming all reclaiming like a certain defense all in one go. So if, look at my sniper towers here. I've got all 7 of them placed out here. If I want to collect just 1 at a time, I just, you know, click the single shovel there. But let's say if I want to get rid of all 6 in one go here, we've got that double shovel with the plus. We're just going to click that, and then it's going to inform us, do you want to pick up all of the following buildings, all 6 sniper towers? And yes, I want to collect them. And just like that, at the snap of a finger, shout out to Thanos, I have just wiped my map clear of all my sniper towers. Of course, they've just gone right back into your storage here, and you can just go right back and pick them up and replace them as you please. But you're not going to be able to save a base layout with just freaking rocket launchers and your headquarters. So for example, when I go back, oh, sorry, that's right. There you go. So for example, I've just literally collected my headquarters. Headquarters, I think, is going to be the first one that you are going to be able to locate in your storage there. But again, so let's say if I wanted to remove and get out of the base editor option here, you're going to pay attention and notice the headquarters on the bottom right of your screen. If we click that right now, that's actually going to take us out, and it's going to bring us back to the base layout saving option. So if I go to load layout 3 here and I edit that one, it's going to give me a completely clear layout here. And like, for example, let's get my headquarters out there, and you know, we're just going to start just placing everything at random here, beautiful looking residences there. Let's just get a few defenses here so we can make it looking mean. I don't know why I like my rocket launcher so much, but I absolutely do. And let's say I want to save this layout here. We're just going to call it home. Not ho, I'm sorry, home. We'll save that. So now, once again, once I exit the base editor, I've got home saved on my layout. And if I actually want to load this right here, your current base layout has not been saved. Load anyways. Yes, we're going to load it. And it's going to repopulate every single one of your defenses and buildings and mines since they weren't already loaded on that saved base layout. So you're not going to be able to literally just have your headquarters and a few defenses and just have that as your layout. If you save it and go back to your main island and you try to load that layout, the game will physically just auto-populate the rest of your defenses and mines and trophies and whatever on your layout. So I guess that's kind of a cool feature, but yeah, again, you're not going to be able to just have like your headquarters and a few defenses as a layout. So the game will do that for you, but again, really, really awesome that we now, what, 10 years of Boom Beach? Better late than never. We have base editor coming to main island, and honestly just a very efficient way to edit your layout for main island. This was right out of the starting gate for warships, so the fact that we have it now for main island, honestly, it's a freaking chef's kiss. Thank you, Nunu. Thank you, dev team. Thank you, Supercell. This is awesome. So yeah, Cpt.Everspark's double hack, you know, base editor coming to main island. You know, we got some of those text and UI improvements. A lot of players might also appreciate the fact that now you'll be able to see what the possible bonus is for a statue under the information description on that set statue. But that pretty much will be covering all the juice, all the juicy information that we've got coming to the update dropping sometime next week in Boom Beach. I know I'm looking forward to it, Skull Army. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments below. What are you most looking forward to? What are you least looking forward to? But at least we are not getting something like changing our medkit color, the cross, you know, from red to green. Shout out to Geneva Convention, but come on, Supercell, you got to do us better than that, and I think you guys freaking nailed it on this one. The community, I think, will love Cpt.Everspark's double hack being fixed, and a lot of players, I think, will also sincerely appreciate the base builder coming to main island. So Skull Army and friends, with all that being said, we will officially be wrapping up today's sneak peek video talking about the update that will be dropping sometime next week. My friends, I do believe it is now time to make like a Tom and cruise, or, you know, we can make like a baby and head out. Peace out, guys.